A former Arlington police officer on trial for a deadly shooting had his police training examined today. Good evening. I'm Clarice Tinsley. First at 5:30. The detective who trained Ravinder Singh on use of force testified for the prosecution. Singh is charged for shooting and killing Margarita Brooks in 2019 while he was aiming at a charging dog. Fox 4's Dion England has been following the testimony. Dion.
Hi there, Clarice. Well, the defense team for former officer Ravinder Singh is putting on its case right now. But for the majority of this, the third day of the trial, we have heard from a detective who was one of those who helped to train Singh.
I would have to expand it with a very rapid and fast motion, and then I would load it up, step to the side, and then I would step in and strike the dog.
Detective Heath Cook, formerly with Arlington PD, has trained thousands of officers, including Ravinder Singh, who's now charged with negligent homicide.
And then you have pepper spray?
Yes, that's correct.
As a state's witness, Cook addressed use of force options other than an officer's firearm. August 2019, former Officer Singh was on a call to check on the welfare of 30-year-old Margarita Brooks, who was on the ground behind a business strip off North Collins Street. Singh had a quick exchange with Brooks, then was met by a dog charging toward him. He fired at the dog, and one of the rounds ricocheted off of a surface, then struck and killed Brooks. Cook was on the stand from morning until late afternoon, his testimony lasting hours for direct and cross-examination.
And you do manage to get that out. You're going to pray that you can get this dog to let go of you by you hitting it over the top of the head, correct?
We didn't train that, but that is a possibility, yes. I believe he was authorized and justified in using deadly force against the dog.
But Cook added this crucial observation.
I don't have a problem with the firearm usage and shooting the dog. I have a big problem with the backdrop and the angle. They should be aware that the risk is too high to take that shot.
Now, the defense is hoping to convince the jury that former Officer Singh had but a split second to thwart being mauled by the charging dog, and that the action that he took was reasonable to protect himself or defend himself from harm. Right now, the trial is continuing, testimony still ongoing late this afternoon, and they're taking a brief break, but court has not yet concluded for the day.